What's up, everybody? D Illa here. We're going to start off with Saquon Barkley in this video. A lot of talk about Saquon Barkley. What's going to happen with him? Are we going to franchise tag him? Most likely not going to happen. Is he going to end up on the Chargers? Or is he going to end up on the Cowboys, the Eagles, whatever other, goofy, rumors you've heard out there? I don't really care. I don't care where he goes. He's not a part of this team's future. I don't care where he goes. It's like enough with the emotional attachment to these players on this team, man. We are literally 13 years into this team just completely sucking. I don't care who gets it done for this team as long as they produce wins. Enough of the patty cake bullshit. And I swear, if I hear one more person utter what Eli Manning said in his retirement speech, the once a giant, only a giant, in regards to Saquon Barkley, I'm going to be absolutely sick. You have to actually accomplish something for this team for someone to ever utter that moniker in your direction. We're not paying a running back $12 to $13 million to come play for this team. It's not going to happen. I'd much rather tag and trade him. That way we were able to get something for him. But at this point, I don't know if that's necessarily something that's going to happen. I really don't. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather pay Devin Singletary to come in here and play football for this football team for $6 million a season instead of paying Saquon Barkley $12 to $13 million a season. You don't have to spend the money just because you have it. I'll take Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary was a very good... Devin Singletary has been overlooked his entire career, and I don't know why. He was overlooked when he was in Buffalo. It took basically half the year before Houston actually committed to him when they realized Dameon Pierce wasn't doing a damn thing for that team, even though Dameon Pierce had a very strong rookie season. The offensive line issues that Houston was having at the time, Dameon Pierce couldn't do anything behind that line. And then once Devin Singletary actually got out there, he was a good, solid running back for that team, finding holes to run through, making cuts when he needs to make a defender miss. He's a solid running back. I would not have any issue at all with the New York Giants bringing on Devin Singletary to replace Saquon Barkley for half the cost, and I think it's a smart move to make. So, all this talk about Saquon Barkley, where is he going to go? Are we going to franchise tag him? I don't care. He's not a part of this team's future. I appreciate your service. I appreciate everything you've done for this team in the past, but dude, whatever you do, I don't care. Not concerned with. Xavier McKinney. I'd like to keep McKinney. I've talked about how I'd like to keep McKinney. I'd rather have McKinney on this team than Dexter Lawrence. And I've said this numerous times. Especially for the long term, considering Xavier McKinney's 24 years old. Xavier McKinney this past season set a career high in tackles. Y'all need to please explain to me, for those of you people who seem to believe that Dexter Lawrence is like the reincarnation of Reggie White on this team or something. Dexter Lawrence plays on the first line of defense for our defense. He's on that defensive line. He's dead smack in the middle. Our linebackers, of course, they're the second line of defense. The third line of defense is our secondary, our safeties. If Dexter's so damn good, why are there so many offensive options leaking into our secondary to the point where Xavier McKinney is setting a career high in tackles? Maybe you need to look more towards your interior defensive line, mainly Dexter Lawrence, especially considering we finished, 29th in the run game, stopping the run this past season. Maybe you guys should look at him a little bit closer instead of complaining about Xavier McKinney and the tackles that he misses. And another thing about McKinney is, man, he's a safety that has pretty good hands. And that's a tough trait to find in any secondary player. A lot of the times when the ball comes McKinney's way and he gets his hands on it, he's catching it. So, I don't know exactly what y'all are thinking, especially when it comes to these two.